All right, so if you're a buyer or seller in 26 and you want to know what's going to happen in 2026, this video is for you. And today we're going to cover the 2026 Sherman Oaks housing market. And the questions that many homeowners are asking is simple. Are Sherman Oaks home prices rising? Are they stabilizing? Or are they shifting as we move into 2026? I'm Alan Taylor from Compass, your local Sherman Oaks Realtor. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the newest Sherman Oaks real estate market data for January, what's changed since the end of last year, and what it means for Sherman Oaks home prices in the months ahead. And if you're planning a move this year, this information you need to see first. For local guidance on how to sell or buy a home in Sherman Oaks, please download my home buyer and seller's guide in the description below, and please make sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future Sherman Oaks real estate market updates and other stuff we post. And if you've got a prediction for 2026, please drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. All right, guys, welcome to our January Sherman Oaks 2026 market update. Appreciate your staying with me. As always, we're going to try to keep this short, simple, and easy for you to consume. We're breaking this down into several price ranges: 1.5 to 2, 2 to 2.5, 2.5 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 plus. So if you want, after we give the introductory discussion on the market, you can go to your specific price range and take a look at what I have to say about your particular market segment. Of course, if you want to watch the whole thing, I appreciate it. And let's just get into it, guys. So I'm getting a lot of people asking me what is going on in residential real estate in Sherman Oaks. I work the areas along the Mulholland Corridor from Calabasas to Toluca Lake. I just left a networking meeting of the highest producing agents in the valley. We were all talking about the same thing this morning. You know, if you look at the MLS as a real estate agent, every day you'll see that homes are selling. If you're going on listing presentations like I do, you're looking at days on the market increasing in 2020 from 2025, right? You know, bottom line is the market's balancing, right? We saw pre 2025 that even after rates had jumped up, the market still liked real estate and houses were still selling. But once 2025 came about and we introduced, well, forget that first, but we had the fires and insurability questions. Then we had the tariff announcements, you know, so there was a lot going on in real estate, entertainment struggling. There's a lot of ULA. I mean, there's a lot of headwinds for California real estate. And so overall, I would say this is the first time since, 2010, 2009, that we've actually started to see values pull back. And that's pretty much across the board. Although at the same time, you've seen some like hero sales and huge prices and huge buys at multiple $10 million plus sales in the valley. So it's kind of a tale of two stories. It's market specific. Let's get into it, right? I mean, first of all, we're talking about a new Fed chair coming in. We're talking about all these like theoretical policies that are going to come in that are going to create more affordability. None of which, by the way, I think are going to, I don't know if they're going to happen. I mean, I would be surprised if they do. I mean, the only thing that I think of all the things that are proposed, from the credit card caps to lowering the federal funds rate by the new Fed chair, there were a bunch of other ones. The quantitative easing, the buying of mortgage bonds. I mean, that was something that was big in 2009 and 10. $4 trillion of mortgage-backed securities were purchased in order to create liquidity in the markets. So absent that, I just don't see interest rates falling substantially, but the good news is they're a full point less than what they were in January 2025, right? We went from 7 to 6 basically. So we're at 6 right now. With private banking, you can get 5.5, but is the average 30-year fixed mortgage going to get 5.5? Are we going to see some people getting like high 4s again? I mean, if we do, that's what's going to cause the market to speed up. So there are buyers that are a little bit, what's the right way to say, a little apprehensive about the possibility of rates getting better. And so I think they're coming into the market. And then there are many that are like, I'm going to just sit here and wait. But the lock-in effect is going away. I think people are just like, look, rates are going to stay high for a while. Not much I can do. I got to move. And so I think they're going to move. So anyways, that's macro. Here we are. You're looking at the MLS sheet right now, and you're looking at 1.5 to 2 million. So here we go, guys. 1.5 to 2 million. Here's all of the records over the last 30 days. There's 21 homes listed currently for sale, 13 under contract, and 12 trades. So that is fairly robust. If you're a seller, and by the way, when you break this down, if you look at it, most of the sellers that are up here in this area, they're not competing with these sellers down here. And if you're in these little pockets, if you look at it overall, it seems like in Sherman Oaks, there's a lot of competition. But when you really break it down into property type, location, school district, inventory is still not that high, and largely due to the lockout effect. So let's go through a few. Let's see what is trading. Let's just go through a few homes, and we'll look at some days on the market. We'll look at, I'm not going to go through the best buy right now. I want to focus instead on what the market is absorbing and what it does like. Here we go. I'm going to go to page 2. Did not see this home on Delgado. 3 beds, 3 baths, 1,687 square feet, reduced down from 1.7 all the way to 1.525. And then now under contract. So aggressive moves by that seller to get it sold. This one popped up and wasn't on the market for a long time at all. This is a 7,500 foot lot. This is a 4+3 on Addison west of Van Nuys. And it traded pretty quickly. Kind of an interesting architectural style. Nice sized lot, really private, nice garden. Must be updated on the inside. No, it's not. Huh. Interesting. Well, 1,549, $631 a foot is probably a fair number. So I think that's why that traded right away. So look, if you guys price it fairly from the get-go, it will trade. Here's one on Glen Ridge. This one came out at 1,675. They never adjusted the price and it still traded. This is probably a nicely updated home. Great views. Yeah, premium property. So all the good houses that are really nicely done with great amenities like views, those are the ones that are gonna hold their price for the most part. Here's one for $700 a square foot on Colbath in Sherman Oaks, south of Magnolia. This is the Fashion Square Pocket. Came out at 1,689. And by the way, some of these are actually relisted. This one actually came out at 1,689 and traded. Here's one on Stone Canyon. This one also came out at 1,699. No price changes according to there, but let's double check here. Yeah, look at that, guys. Came out in October of 2025, never adjusted the price, and then boom, got a buyer. So look, you've got some sellers who are kind of holding, and the houses are getting absorbed. Again, a really nicely home, professionally staged, probably painted clean and fresh. Nice looking home. Let's keep looking and see what's going on. Here is Mary Ellen. I actually sold this house once. It was in my geographical area. They came down from 1,899 to 1,799, and boom, they're under contract. Also in nice condition though. This one came on. This one's been on and off for, let's see, this one came out at 2.1, reduced down to 2, reduced down to 1,899, and then finally went under contract. So price sensitivity, and this house was really remodeled. This is probably more or less a location issue. I can't remember what they did on this one. I think they got rid of or converted the garage. I cannot remember. Really nicely up. I mean, look at this. Look at the update. Look at these ceilings in the kitchen. I mean, this is a nice house. Only reason this house suffered at all in price was the location. You were probably had a little bit of freeway noise. Van Ord's right here. You've got some apartments over here on this side, some condos. So probably just a location issue. Some big houses that have traded with lower prices just because of the size and um, the amount of levels it has, how vertical it is, the size of the backyard, all that good stuff. All right, so let's look at 2 million to 2.5 million. Now, the first thing you're going to notice here is a drastic change in the market from the amount of homes that are under contract in, sorry if this got moved over here, the amount of homes that got listed as under contract between 1.5 and 2 million was like 20 of them. There were a lot. And now between 2 and 2.5, there's only 3. Talk about a drastic change. And the only reason this is, guys, is because it's a higher price point. It could be a oversaturation of homes in this price range in certain areas that's causing the buyers to pause. And it could also be a lot of homes that just need a lot of updating and just are not so great locations that buyers are passing on. And that's what's happening in this market. So let's take a look at what is trading. So I think we're going to be able to go over to the second page and come down. Boom. All right. So here's one on Varna. I showed this to a client of mine. This ultimately, I think, was perceived as a good value by the marketplace because it was 5 bedrooms and 3,100 square feet in a good location of Sherman Oaks. It was painted, it was clean. I saw the house, I think the layout, I mean, this is like a kind of a small little TV room off the kitchen, had a big living room in the front. You can see a little choppy, nice kitchen, had some nice updates with the center island. I think that was obviously very attractive for some buyer. Look at the pendant lights. You know, really, really clean, up newer windows, 4 bedrooms up, I think 1 down. Needed updating, carpeting, but you know, some updates in the bathrooms. Nice size lot, nice size yard, pool kind of sequestered on this side. So overall, I think the market thought this was a pretty good value. This one, I believe that was the original price. Yeah, came on the market at 2.1. Spent about 40 days on the market. The 40 days on the market, by the way, guys, this active under contract that shows 64 days. So they were on the market for 7 days and it went under contract. So 30 days or so, 40, 45, almost even 50 or more of those days are actually where it was already under contract. All right, so that's the Varna property. Let's keep going. I'll show you a couple more. Here's a Valley Vista home. This, look, you can see immediately before I even click on a photo, you can see that it's high quality. This is south of the Boulevard on a 11,000 square foot lot, 3,364 square feet, a custom home, if not completely remodeled. I can already see it's got a presidential composition shingle roof. That's what this roof is. So it's got a 40-year roof, upgraded windows, siding. I think this is a rebuild. So it's gated, loads of parking south of the Boulevard. I already like it. This is a swim spa. This is not a full-size pool, but you can see this is a custom-built home. So quality, architectural home. May not be the exact finishes that you would do today. Probably some tweaking you can do. Nicely done. Interesting. It's kind of like it's got some traditional elements that have been modified. Updated bathroom here, frameless glass shower enclosure. These are porcelain tiles here made to look like wood. This has obviously been updated since the house was built. Really, I don't really like it when this happens. I mean, this is like all traditional remodel here in a kind of more of a architectural style home. This is more original. I mean, I would actually, keep this cabinetry and change the countertops to make them kind of vibey with today, but leave the kind of juxtaposition from the old and the modern. And you can see the bathroom I just showed you, it didn't really have that. So anyways, beautiful deck. There you go. There's your original gable roof there on your ranch house with your architectural addition to the home. I've seen a lot of these houses and they can come out really, really, really good. This looks like a detached garage in the back with a guest house up above. So a lot of value here. There's your swim spa. That's the garage, I believe, with the guest house above. So cool house. And again, this was, let's see, where did this come out at? It came out at 2,600,000, reduced down to 2,495, and then traded. And it first came out in October of 2025. So that's the market responding to a really good home in a good location. So let's go back real quick. Oh, let's go over the 8 trades. Oh, we've got an active under contract on Weddington here. 7,700 foot lot. 2-3. Look at that. They raised the price on that one. Came out at 2,199. Oh, they probably changed the price to the pending price. Sometimes agents accidentally do that. We can take a quick look at this one. Modern. Interesting. Look at that wall back there. It's kind of funky. But somebody liked it enough, scooped it up. Let's see what else is there. This was a really good one south of the Boulevard. This was a very fairly priced, walkable to a bunch of locations. Wish I showed this to my client. Little congested over here, but walkable to so many different shops and restaurants. Good location there. This one on Hartsook. I'm actually happy that they got this number. I represented the seller on this one before these people bought it. They put a ton of money into the property. This is on Hartsook in Hidden Woods. I can't remember. I can't remember if I sanded the floors or I believe they sanded the floors or changed them out. Kind of went with the lighter and gold. They left the bathroom original, but you can see just did like nice cabinetry. God, they really made this house look super cute. And it had a detached guest house in the back, pool, yard. Had a lot to offer. What did they come out at? They came out at 2,175. Never adjusted the price and sold for 2,149. Very well done for them. Very happy. Nice people. This one, I also went on the interview on this one. This is a really quality piece of real estate south of the Boulevard on Roblar. 3,190 square feet, 6,000 foot lot. The only issue is the garage is down below and you had to walk up stairs all the way to the front door to get in. But once you're inside, I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful home, mostly original. But good space in the kitchen, right? You can totally update that, knock down walls, open it all up. I suspect that's what the buyer is doing. Incredible master, great view, olive trees, just a really good property in a good location. And that one, I think they didn't alter the price. No, they came out at 2,225, and they went under contract fairly quickly, and it went for 2,250. It went over ask. So shows you that the market, still can go up in value. So that's 2,225. Let's look at 2,5 to 3, and then we're gonna make it go faster and go 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5. All right. So 2,5 to 3, nothing under contract. 3 trades last 30 days, slower. Again, so we're starting to see as we go up in price, less activity there is on the sales side. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Let's go back to the map for a second, right? So arguably it's not an inventory issue. There's only 20 in the entire city of Sherman Oaks. So what is it? Is it all new construction homes? I mean, let's just take a quick peek. Why don't we go back to the one line and just see what we can see. So flippy, newer flip, so, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of newer flips. I'll just go through here. Why don't I just go through here since there's not as much to talk about. So there's a newer flip there, Valley Vista. This is on Davana, south of the Boulevard, asking almost $1,000 a square foot for a multi-level upslope property, redone, probably with no yard. Oh no, it does have a yard. Still a bit to ask. Anyways, I like that property, good location. So it seems like, and that's on Stansbury north of Burbank. So that's, that's way up there. That's a big, that's a lot. Saw this house, love it, on Addison, Hidden Woods, $1,000 a square foot ask. We'll see. Really nicely done. Big backyard with a pool. Really nice finishes in the kitchen. Nicely done on the design, guys. I mean, that's kind of the design direction that I think people are going in. So, but anyways, you can see there's a lot. Here's another one. This one is on Alana. This is an interesting house. Multi-level contemporary home, custom built. Lots of square footage, needs everything. So, I mean, look, it just goes to show you that, if you have too much supply, here's another one this is a great location. I think this one has had a hard time. I love this house. It's beautiful. This one's had a hard time. It's been on the market, I think, forever, if I'm not mistaken. They came out at 3.2 in 2024. They leased it for a while. They brought it back out in 2025 at 2.899. I mean, poor guys with the small backyard. They pushed out into the yard there, but a great location. Location close to Sepulveda. Let's keep going. This is a great looking house on Tobias, 3,100 square feet, asking $3 million. I mean, it's tough, guys. It's just tough. I mean, it's beautifully redone. The choices and the design of this home is absolutely impeccable. It's perfect. I mean, nothing's perfect, but I mean, you really can't do a better job. This is kind of interesting. This looks a little squishy to me. Sometimes you get these like ADUs. Looks like they turned it into an ADU and like all the garage space is kind of gone. But look at the architecture, guys. Really good. The stone and the stucco and the roof. I mean, that's a beautiful house. But it's west of Van Nuys and south of the Boulevard. It's a good location. But anyways, let's see. I mean, that house has been on the market for just 17 days. My guess, I mean, I think the quality of the house ultimately is going to trump all. So that's a beautifully designed home, and I think that house will sell. So guys, again, it's all about the location. It's all about the competition, and there's some price sensitivity out there. I mean, that's just kind of what's going on. And then here's 3 to 4. So 20 homes for sale, 6 under contract, 3 have traded. A little more activity. So we just went up to 3 to 4, and I saw more activity. Again, it's not always the same. It's not always the higher you go, the less activity there is. You just saw that we went from 2.5 to 3, had less activity than 3 to 4. Now, granted, I did go from 3 to 4, so if I cut that in half, now you're talking about 6 trades. So if I, maybe that's 3 to 3. So maybe it's not more activity. I did go up $1 million. But anyways, there's some good properties south of the Boulevard in good locations. I think what I'm going to focus on right now is showing you guys, the guys that are looking, what is actually trading. Because that's what we're trying to do here. If you're a seller, you're trying to understand what are people buying right now? And if you're on the market right now and you're not trading, what are people actually buying? So this is on Morrison, behind Notre Dame High School. This is a 2025 brand new construction home. It looks like it's reduced down to 3,499 from 3,749. So you can see that there's price sensitivity. Kind of interesting front elevation, big yard. That's a plus. People love the big grassy yards. Decent looking finishes. It's got the movie theater. It's interesting. This house is actually designed kind of more like a 2023 house and doesn't have some of the high-end finishes that you see in the newer construction houses. 4,294 square feet down to 3,499, and then boom, it traded. Here's another new construction home on Valley Vista. This one first came out for $4 million in July of last year and has reduced all the way down to 3,595. And by the way, this reduced down to 3,595 in January, and then boom, it traded. So let's look at this house. I mean, newer construction. What was the age on that real quickly? 2019 build, south of the Boulevard. Nice backyard, beautiful traditional home. Really clean spaces. You can see how it's not brand new, but super nice still. Nice architectural detail, nice home. I mean, the only thing I can tell you guys by looking at this is that people want to price in their discounts. I think, you know, once it's been driven on the lot, even if it's beautiful, on a dollar per square foot basis, you just can't ask the same. I mean, look, it came all the way down to $817 a foot. Same thing with this one, guys. This one took a long time to go under contract. This is a 2022 build. Let's see, came out at $5 million in 2024. $5 million. Look at that. Never sold. They rented it in January of last year when they had somebody for the fires. Short term, obviously. Brought it back out at 3.9, you know, canceled it, leased it again, you know, brought it down to 3.899 and came out and finally went into the contract. But they were on for 3.899 in September of 2025 and had to spend 4 months before going under contract. My guess is someone was able to negotiate a pretty good deal. But again, it's like the issue on this one was the backyard. That was the killer. Really nice house. Again, newer construction, steep driveway, probably turned off a lot of people. A little bit more, I wouldn't say dated. Dated is not the right word, but when it comes to the new construction homes, you can see what everyone's going for. They're going for these like more expensive marbles, the plaster walls. That's a beautiful, beautiful bedroom. This is a great house. And then here you go. This is a small backyard, really. So no outdoor entertaining space to sit down. Looks like there's a little small area there on the side. Yeah, you can see there's like a small area to sit here, small grassy yard, and then all right, cool. So let's see what else. Oh, awesome house on Calhoun. I think I talked about this last time. You can just tell from the photos. You just look at the architecture and you can just see it's a well-built house. Not the greatest location in the world. $800 a square foot. All right, guys, so let's quickly go to 4 million plus, and then we're going to get you out of here. 4.25 million, and then we're going to skip going even further than that. All right, guys, so again, another $1 million price bump from 4.25. One home under contract, two have traded in the last 30 days. Mostly new construction houses. I'll quickly go through. So it needs a lot, guys. This is a really cool modern house south of the Boulevard on Crown Ridge. Needs everything. Can't ask $1,000 a square foot when you need everything. New construction. This house, by the way, I'm so enamored by this house. I absolutely love it. I don't know why they're leading with all these ADU photos, but like here, this is like your Art Deco modern. I did a walkthrough video of this, which you can also see on my YouTube channel. Really good job with the landscaping. This is your Art Deco. They got all these little, everything's rounded. Everything's got these rounded, earthy, organic-y style finishes. Taj Mahal marble on the counters. Look at these little cubbies in here. Kind of makes me think of Star Wars. Anyways, really, really, really nicely done. I think that one's little close to Ventura, so I think people are probably kicking the can. Flexibility, all those things are going to play a huge part in whether or not they trade. Very excited to see this one. Looks like it's open tomorrow. I am absolutely going to go try and check this one out. This one is a cool house, kind of a French-inspired newer construction home, double island. Really curious to check it out. You know, if you look at the second story setback here with the steel looking roof. I don't know. I like it. I haven't seen anything on the market like this, and I think it's going to attract some people's attention. We'll see. Here's another modern one. So as you can see, a lot of new construction. This is a great compound, guys, south of the Boulevard and Holly Line. If you haven't seen this house, I love it. It's got a guest house down here. You got a long private drive that goes up to the main residence. All the hardscaping is beautiful. It's got a steel roof on the top. On the inside, it needs updating. I think that's why it hasn't traded. The kitchen's kind of weak. but just such a cool property. What's the square footage on it? 5,000. They're already asking $1,000 square foot, and it needs, you know, it needs $500,000, if not more. All right, so let's look at the sales real quickly. Oh no, these are all active listings, new construction. Okay, $783 a square foot, guys. That's the message here. This one came on the market in 2025 at 4.5, reduced to 4,299, and traded. And this one was highly remodeled. I actually showed this to a buyer that I had a few years, 2021, when it was on the market. Gated, south of the Boulevard, bucolic setting. Really nice updates, expensive finishes. I think they turned a secondary bedroom upstairs into a walk-in closet. That's the one that I just showed you guys. And then what else was there? 4748 Noble, that's the last one. Also kind of a French-inspired, newer construction, 2025. This is a French chateau-inspired estate. We're starting to see this architecture, guys. I like it, you know, it's viable clearly. And this is, you know, not the, I mean, it's not a bad location. Yeah, they're not going to show all the photos of the inside of this house, but really, really nicely done. All right, guys, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Look, if you guys want to hang out and see 5 million plus just for fun, let's just see what's going on out there. Let us see what traded in January above $5 million. Most of you have probably left already, but look, there are no sales over 5 million in January. A bunch of new construction, and here's one on the market for 12 million on Long Ridge Estates. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. As you can see, price, how you make your house look, the price you select, and the agent you work for make all the difference in the world. Good luck, guys. Call me. Please download our seller and buyer guide below. Give us a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you want to hear more of. You want to hear Encino? Do you want to hear Studio City? I'll give you whatever information you guys want. And look forward to spending time with you again soon. Take care.